It's official. World leaders are planning something huge, something that's set to change the entire world.
The world will be richer and, can work less and have more. We will provide an AI doctor. We will provide an AI tutor.
Is AI the result of man playing God? Is man attempting to create something out of their own image? One AI expert warned of technology becoming a pseudo-religion, saying, artificial intelligence can alter humanity's relationship with reality, to the point that humanity's desire for control, which satisfies the anxiety typical of the human condition, could take on a tendency toward a pseudo-religion regarding machines. The theologian said that as machines become increasingly humanized, humans also become increasingly mechanized. Forbes recently published an article headlined, 5 AI Predictions for the Year 2030. Here are a couple of points that the article highlights. We will interact with a wide range of AIs in our daily lives as naturally as we interact with other humans today. By the year 2030, we will use AIs as our personal assistants, our tutors, our career counselors, our therapists, our accountants, our lawyers. They will be ubiquitous in our work lives, conducting analysis, writing code, building products, selling products, supporting customers, coordinating across teams and organizations, making strategic decisions. And yes, by 2030, it will be commonplace for humans to have AIs as significant others. Let's just stop there for a second and read that again. By 2030, it will be commonplace for humans to have AIs as significant others. Though most people don't yet realize it, humanoids are on the verge of being deployed in the real world. Tesla is investing heavily to develop a humanoid robot named Optimus. The company aims to begin shipping the robots to customers in 2025. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has stated in no uncertain terms how important he expects this technology to be for the company and the world. I'm surprised that people do not realize the magnitude of the Optimus robot program. The importance of Optimus will become apparent in the coming years. While technology has been evolving for centuries, the world has never experienced a mighty wave like that of AI. We're quickly getting to the stage where technology in this form can speak, reason, and even perform tasks only humans can. What is the main reason behind these inventions? It all boils down to the need for an answer. It goes beyond creating tools to ease our daily lives and the quest to push beyond human limitations. They want to know the mystery behind how every cell in humans came to be. They want to travel back in time to discover how the planets, galaxies, and systems came to be. They want to enjoy a better life. They want quick results for everything. But is that the true way? Moreover, what are the dangers behind the AI technology? Is this part of the Antichrist's preparation for his rule? You need to remember that AI does not come to life itself. There are humans behind the creation of these humanoids. What's their main aim? According to researchers, they want to make them godlike.
A big picture, there's a weird incentive here because the forces of totalitarianism want to get rid of cash, of course, because cash cannot be controlled in the way that digital currency can be controlled. Right. All of our cash comes through the banks. The government gets us cash through banks. But banks have a massive incentive to get rid of cash also because they're profiting from credit cards.
Very labor intensive to screw with the cash.
Well, exactly. And dirty, by the way.
Yeah.
So banks have, once again, every incentive to eliminate the use of cash in the United States.
Tucker Carlson touches on a topic that is becoming increasingly relevant in both secular and Christian circles. Carlson states, the forces of totalitarianism want to get rid of cash, of course, because cash cannot be controlled in the way that digital currency can be controlled. His words highlight a rising awareness that the world is trending toward a cashless society where physical money could become obsolete. Remarkably, people from all walks of life, believers and non-believers alike, are recognizing this shift and its implications for personal freedom and privacy. While the Bible doesn't explicitly state that the last days or the rule of the Antichrist will involve a cashless society, it does foretell a period marked by unprecedented economic control as described in Revelation. Consider Revelation 13, verses 16 to 17. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. While this passage doesn't directly reference a cashless society, it vividly portrays a system of economic control where only those who bear a particular mark are able to participate in the economy. The move toward digital currency, in many ways, makes this kind of control possible on a global scale. And so, it's understandable that even people who don't consider themselves religious are growing uneasy, realizing the trajectory of this world seems to align with what Scripture describes. Let's delve into what Carlson refers to as the forces of totalitarianism that seek to eliminate cash. It's worth considering whether these forces are purely human or if there could be a spiritual dimension involved. In the Bible, we're taught that the enemy, Satan, is the god of this world. We see this in 2 Corinthians 4:4, and one of his chief aims is control over lives, thoughts, and eventually, actions. Moving away from cash and relying solely on digital means of exchange would make it far easier to control what people can buy, where they can go, and ultimately, how they live. This type of system can potentially be weaponized to favor those who align with specific ideologies while suppressing those who stand against them, or more specifically, those who receive a mark and those who do not, or even more specifically, those who worship the first beast or those who do not. In practical terms, a cashless society means every transaction is recorded, leaving little to no room for privacy. Today, cash transactions are often made privately and anonymously. They don't leave a trace that can be easily monitored or tracked. But in a cashless world, every transaction becomes a digital footprint. This digital footprint could, theoretically, be tracked, controlled, or even restricted. By removing cash from the system, an infrastructure begins to form that aligns eerily well with the description in Revelation. In such a world, the ability to monitor everyone's spending habits, purchasing choices, and financial priorities would be significantly heightened. Those in power could selectively block or allow transactions based on compliance with certain standards or beliefs. The Bible warns that a time is coming when the forces of evil will seek control over every aspect of our lives, especially economically. Revelation 13 gives us a glimpse into a future where no one can buy or sell without a particular mark. If the currency is fully digital, such control would indeed be feasible. With no cash alternatives, every transaction would pass through a central authority capable of deciding who can and who cannot participate in the economy. This level of influence over our day-to-day lives could potentially allow those forces of totalitarianism to create a world where dissent becomes economically challenging or even impossible.
Collect data, and they use the data to sell us more. And I mean, Google's doing that. We know that. We know Apple's doing that. It's not rocket surgery. We know this is going on. But so cash gets you off the grid. Cash represents freedom. So it is antithesis for totalitarianism. The ability
do people
to
use cash? I feel like people don't use cash anymore.
not as much. Not as much. It's way down.
In this clip, Tucker and Dave bring attention to the steady drop in cash usage among American households, which reflects a growing shift toward a cashless society. According to the Federal Reserve's Diary of Consumer Payment Choice, cash use fell significantly from 26% of all transactions in 2019 to only 19% by 2021. This decline aligns with trends accelerated by the COVID-19 pandemic, as health concerns and changes in retail operations have pushed people toward contactless and digital payment options. Furthermore, a recent study by Pew Research shows that approximately 41% of Americans report not using any cash in a typical week, a notable increase from just 24% in 2015. Higher income households in particular lead this trend. 59% of those earning over $100,000 per year report making all their purchases without cash, a significant rise from 43% in 2018. According to Pew Research, this pattern is partly due to the increasing availability and convenience of digital payment options, such as mobile wallets and contactless cards. The decreasing reliance on cash raises questions about privacy and control, especially as the infrastructure for cashless transactions becomes more pervasive. According to the Federal Reserve, the shift toward cashless payments not only reflects consumer preferences, but also retailer policies encouraging card or digital payments, limiting cash as an option. Cash transactions offer a level of privacy that digital payments do not, as cash exchanges do not leave digital records that can be easily tracked or monitored. In a world without cash, however, every purchase would create a data trail, contributing to a centralized system that could exert significant control over individual choices. For Christians, this shift has prophetic implications. A cashless society aligns with the economic control described in Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17, which speaks of a time when one cannot buy or sell without a specific mark. As we move further into this era of digital-only transactions, such control becomes increasingly feasible.
So how much debt is the average American carrying on credit cards?
$37,000.
37,000 per?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the current averages. I mean, depending on who you read and who you believe. We haven't done that research at Ramsey, but we've looked it up. I mean,
$37,000?
Yes.
At what interest rate?
18 to 28 is the range on cards.
Well, that's just crazy town.
Yeah. And
if you had $37,000 in credit card debt, wouldn't you be scared?
They are. And so when the cost of bread goes up and supply chain screws with their...
In this clip, Tucker and Dave shift the focus to the growing consumer debt burden in the U.S., emphasizing the significant rise in both personal and national debt. As of the second quarter of 2024, total household debt in the United States has reached a staggering $17.8 trillion, reflecting a steady increase influenced by inflation and reliance on credit to manage rising living costs. According to the Federal Reserve's quarterly report on household debt and credit, this debt includes mortgages, auto loans, student loans, and credit card debt. Notably, credit card debt alone has surpassed $1.14 trillion for the first time, signaling an increased dependency on revolving credit for everyday expenses, from groceries to larger purchases. Furthermore, the report illustrates how credit usage has surged across various income levels, with higher income households often leading this trend. On a broader scale, the national debt raises even more concern. As of October 24, 2024, the U.S. national debt has reached an unprecedented $35.81 trillion, a figure that represents long-term fiscal challenges for the country.